Solana spot ETFs have drawn $1.45 billion in cumulative net inflows since launching in October 2025. That's a significant figure, especially when you consider that the price of SOL has fallen more than 50% from its October highs. The inflows suggest that institutional investors are treating Solana not just as a speculative asset, but as part of a broader financial infrastructure thesis. 6 ETFs received SEC approval in October 2025, marking the first U.S. regulatory greenlight for a spot crypto ETF beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. The inflows for 2026 alone stand at $173 million, which is notable given the broader market downturn. This represents about 2.5% of Bitcoin ETF cumulative inflows, a modest but meaningful foothold for an altcoin product in its first months. Approximately 49% of Solana ETF assets are identifiable through 13F filings as of December 31, 2025. Investment advisors hold roughly $270 million, while hedge funds account for about $186 million. Top institutional holders include Goldman Sachs, Electric Capital, and Alequin Capital. These figures suggest that Solana ETFs are attracting a mix of institutional and retail capital, even as the token itself has declined in price. This divergence between token price and ETF inflows raises questions about whether the ETFs are being used as a proxy for. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Exposure to Solana's ecosystem rather than the token itself. The ETFs are part of a broader trend of institutional adoption, with tokenized real-world assets on Solana hitting an all-time high of $873 million. RWA tokenization on Solana surged 325% throughout 2025, led by products from BlackRock and Ondo Finance. These tokenized assets represent a new class of financial instruments built on-chain, offering investors exposure to real-world assets like real estate, commodities, and more. The growth in RWA tokenization reflects a shift in how institutional players are approaching blockchain infrastructure, not just as a speculative tool, but as a platform for deploying capital. The Solana ETF and RWA tokenization milestones are two sides of the same coin, both signaling institutional confidence in Solana's ability to serve as financial infrastructure. However, the success of these products is not guaranteed. The broader crypto market remains volatile, and ETF inflows can shift rapidly based on macroeconomic factors and regulatory developments. The next signal to watch is whether the ETFs can maintain their inflow momentum despite the price decline of SOL. If institutional investors continue to allocate capital into Solana ETFs and tokenized assets, it could indicate a long-term shift in how the market values blockchain infrastructure. Conversely, if inflows slow or reverse, it may signal a reevaluation of the Solana thesis. The RWA tokenization growth also raises questions about the sustainability of on-chain capital deployment. Will more institutional players follow BlackRock and Ondo's lead, or will regulatory uncertainty or market volatility dampen enthusiasm? The Solana ETF's performance and the growth of tokenized assets are both part of a larger narrative about how institutional capital is beginning to integrate blockchain into traditional financial systems. The next signal to watch is whether the ETFs can maintain their inflow velocity and whether RWA tokenization can continue its upward trajectory. If both trends hold, it could reinforce Solana's position as a key player in the. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Institutional crypto space. The stakes are high because these developments could either solidify Solana's role in financial infrastructure or expose its vulnerabilities in a rapidly evolving market. Investors and market observers are closely watching these metrics to gauge whether Solana is transitioning from a speculative token to a foundational layer in the crypto financial ecosystem. The real test will come in the months ahead, as macroeconomic conditions and regulatory clarity shape the direction of institutional capital flows. For now, the $1.45 billion in ETF inflows and the $873 million in RWA tokenization suggest that Solana is being taken seriously as a platform for institutional-grade financial innovation.